Hello, my second grade friends. I am super excited because we have started taking a look at fairy tales and folk tales. And that's one of my favorite things to teach. I think that different versions of fairy tales and folk tales are so much fun to compare and contrast. So far you've compared two stories, The Ant and the Grasshopper. And today we're going to be looking at a story called The Frog Prince. Maybe you've heard the story before. So in this video, I'm going to read The Frog Prince. And then in my next video, you're going to watch right after this one, I'm going to read The Frog Prince Continues, which is the story of what happens after this story. Okay, you're also going to see 2 pages attached so that you can compare and contrast these 2 stories. With that page, you are welcome to write down your own answers and put that on a piece of paper and then share that with me on my ELA Flipgrid. You are welcome to print out the page itself if you have that capability at your home. Yeah, there's a couple different ways. You could even get into a Google Doc and open up a Google Doc and write down your answers. All of those are okay. So this is called The Frog Prince. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess. She had a golden ball, and it was her favorite plaything. She took it wherever she went. One day, the princess was playing in the woods near a well. She threw the ball high up into the air, and it fell, splash, into the well. The princess watched her golden ball sink deep into the water of the well, and she began to cry. She cried harder and harder. Suddenly someone said, "What is the matter, princess? Why are you making so much noise?" The princess looked around. She looked into the well. An ugly little frog was looking up at her. The frog asked again, "What is the matter, princess?" "Oh, it's you, you old water splasher," the princess said. "My golden ball has fallen into the well. That's why I'm crying." "Stop crying," said the frog. "Maybe I can help you. What will you give me if I get your ball for you?" "I will give you whatever you want, dear frog," said the princess. "Would you like my fine silk dress? Or a necklace of pearls? Or would you like my golden crown?" "No," said the frog. What would I do with your fine silk dress or your necklace of pearls? And what would I do with your golden crown?" He's got a point. "What do you want then?" the princess asked. The frog looked at the beautiful princess and he said, "I want to be your friend and playmate. I want to sit with you at the supper table. I want to eat with you from your golden plate and drink with you from your golden cup. I want to sleep on your fine silk pillow. If you promise to let me do these things, I will get your ball for you." What do you think of that? You think that's a good payback? "I promise," the princess said. Excuse me. She thought, how can this nasty little frog come to the castle and be my playmate? He has to stay here in the well. And she said again, "I promise." Does it sound like she's going to keep her promise? Excuse me. Now the frog went down deep into the well. Soon he came up with a golden ball in his mouth. He threw it onto the grass. "Oh," said the princess, "my golden ball!" And she picked it up and ran away. Do you think she's going to keep her promise? "Wait, wait," cried the frog. "Take me with you. I can't go as fast as you can." But the princess did not wait. She ran home to the castle, and soon she forgot all about that poor little frog. Did she do the honest and ethical thing by saying she promised something and then not doing it? I'm starting to have thoughts about this character. The next day, at supper time, the princess sat at the table with her father and the king and all the people of the court. Suddenly, everyone heard some strange noises outside. Splish, splash, splish, splash. It was the sound of wet little feet coming up the stairs to the castle. Then flip, flap, flip, flap. There was a slippery little knock at the door, and someone called, "Princess, princess, open up. "Princess, princess, let us sup." The princess ran to the door and opened it. When she saw the frog, she shut the door quickly. The princess came running back to the table, and the king looked at her. "What are you afraid of, dear daughter?" he asked. "Is there a giant at the door who wants to carry you off?" "Oh no, father," said the princess. "It's not a giant. It's a nasty little frog." The princess told her father how the frog had found her ball, and she told him about her promise. I wonder how her dad, the king, is going to think about her promise. "I promised I would let him be my friend and playmate," she said, "but I never thought he could come out of the well." Flip-flap, flip-flap. There was a slippery little knock again, and someone yelled, "Princess, princess, open up! Princess, princess, let us sup! Remember who brought the ball that fell? Remember your promise by the well." "You must keep your promise, daughter," said the king. "Open up the door and let the frog in." And so the princess had to open the door. The frog hopped in and followed her to the table. He stopped by her chair. "Pick me up and put me next to your plate," said the frog. "Go ahead," said the king. "Do as the frog says. You must keep your promise." The princess had to put the frog on the table. Everyone could see that she really did not want to do it. The frog ate with the princess from her golden plate, and he drank with her from her golden cup. The frog liked his supper very much, but the princess could not eat a thing. At last the frog said, "Now I am ready to go to sleep. Carry me to your bedroom and put me on your fine silk pillow." The princess began to cry. "Stop crying," said the king. "Do as the frog said. You made a promise and you must keep it." And so the princess had to carry the frog to her bedroom. She took hold of him with 2 fingers and she put him in a corner. But the frog said, "I'm tired. I want to go to sleep on the fine bed, just like you. Put me on your fine silk pillow, or I will tell your father." That made the princess very angry. She picked up the frog and threw him against the wall. Oh, that's mean. But when he fell to the floor, the frog was no longer a frog. Now he was a tall prince with beautiful, kind eyes, and he was smiling at the princess. "A wicked witch turned me into a frog," he said, "but now the spell is broken." The next day, the prince and the princess were married. The golden coach with 8 white horses drove up to the castle, and the prince now took the princess to his own land, and they lived happily there ever after. Lots of fairy tales and folk tales end with happily ever after, but I wonder how happily ever after they really were. So in this story, which we'll watch in the next video, we'll find out.